Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Wednesday, June 12 recap. Molly sobs over Kristina keeping baby. Sonny tempted to trust Jason. General Hospital, spoilers recap for Wednesday, June 12, reveals that Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, gave Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, her expert opinion on Heather Weber's, Allie Mills case, and admitted no one could make a firm prediction on the outcome. After Alexis pointed out Heather could go free, she urged Laura to drop this if that wasn't what she wanted. Although Laura wasn't rooting for Heather's freedom, she couldn't let this go, and the cobalt poisoning might have been such a big factor in her crimes. Laura wondered how the old Alexis would feel if she were still a lawyer, so Alexis acknowledged that she'd want justice to take its course, whatever that led to. Once Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, showed up to see Laura soon after, Laura thought she knew why Trina was there. Trina didn't think that was true and prepared to give Laura the reason for her visit. When TJ Ashford, Taj Bello, found Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, at work, she was leaving a voicemail for Alexis about Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansay. TJ overheard and started asking questions, so Molly came clean about Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bennard, attack on Dex Heller, Even Hofer, and Kristina crying hysterically after witnessing it. Although the baby was fine, TJ flew into a rage and insisted they couldn't let Kristina be around Sonny anymore until after the birth. Molly didn't want TJ confronting Kristina and making things worse, so they had a huge fight about the surrogacy since he felt they should use someone who wasn't her sister. However, Molly argued that TJ got on board and didn't think it was fair to blame her now. Molly also explained how she wanted a biological connection to this child, but TJ clearly thought the cons outweighed the pros here. After Molly pointed out that Kristina was the egg donor, she acknowledged that they needed to avoid upsetting her, or else Kristina could try to keep the baby for herself. TJ agreed that Kristina could indeed push for that if she wanted to, and ultimately left for work in a huff. Once Molly was alone, she sobbed over the overwhelming situation. At Kristina's place, Blazaka Allison, Allie Rogers, Jacqueline Grace Lopez, answered the door to Sonny, who apologized to Kristina for what she witnessed after the wedding. Sonny acknowledged that his behavior was unacceptable and didn't want Kristina to be afraid of him. After Blaze went into the kitchen, Sonny made it clear that he'd understand if Kristina wanted him to leave and never come back. Kristina talked about how the man she watched unleashing all that rage felt like a stranger to her. Sonny trashed Dax a bit as he explained, but he still took responsibility for losing his temper and assured Kristina that it'd never happen again. Although Kristina wondered if Sonny really meant his fatal threats against Dex and Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, Sonny shifted gears and mentioned the truce he'd reached with Dex. Once Sonny spoke about not wanting to lose Kristina, she got emotional and said she didn't want to lose him either. Even if Sonny was forced to be Kristina's father from a distance, he assured her that he'd love her forever. After Sonny said he had a gift for the baby, he handed over the same stuffed animal that Kristina loved as a little girl. Sonny recalled how he'd given Kristina one just like it, so they shared a sweet moment before he headed out. Once Blaze reappeared on Wednesday's GH episode, Kristina reflected on her jumbled emotions since the Sonny who just left was the loving dad she remembered. Talk eventually turned to Kristina's unborn child, so Blaze confessed that she sometimes wished the baby Kristina was carrying was theirs. At the Metro Court pool, Giovanni Giopalmieri, Giovanni Mazza, chatted with Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, and Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, until Carly saw Jason Morgan, Steve Burton nearby. Carly went running over to Jason, so Gio acknowledged that Jason looked familiar, and not just from the wedding. Jocelyn thought maybe Gio had seen a picture of Jason at the Quartermain mansion since Jason used to be a Quartermain once upon a time. As for Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, and Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, they took turns applying sunblock and flirting in the lounge chairs. Sasha ultimately got Cody talking about his bond with James West, Gary James Fuller, so she felt that Cody needed to come clean to Max Scorpio, John J. York, and the rest of the family about being Max Vio's son. Cody was hesitant to blow up this big secret, but Sasha thought Mac deserved a chance to forgive him and insisted the truth could set Cody free. Nearby, Carly was upset over Jason going MIA after the warehouse ambush, since she feared he might vanish again. Jason explained that he was away on coffee business, and then he helped Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Hurst, with some drama at Jake Weber's Hudson West request. Sonny was convincing about his lack of involvement, so Carly worried Jason's FBI informant job was the issue and asked if there could be a repeat attack. Jason was adamant about Carly staying out of this, but she at least thought it was good that Sonny wasn't to blame and suggested he seemed genuinely concerned. Once Sonny popped up, Jason admitted he originally thought Sonny might have been responsible for what went down at the warehouse. That said, Jason refused to turn on Sonny and now knew he wasn't behind it. Although part of Sonny wanted to trust Jason again, he insisted he couldn't and eventually left looking glum. General Hospital spoilers say Jason and Sonny have a long way to go before they can truly make amends, so stay tuned for updates on any other news related to their broken friendship. In the latest installment of General Hospital, the drama continues to unfold with intense emotional turmoil and surprising twists. The episode from Wednesday, June 12, is a roller coaster of feelings, revelations, and decisions that will have long-lasting impacts on the characters' lives. The episode opens with a heart-wrenching scene featuring Molly Lansing Davis, who is seen sobbing uncontrollably. Molly, typically the epitome of composure and rationality, is a shadow of her usual self, consumed by a torrent of emotions. Her tears are a mix of anger, sorrow, and betrayal as she grapples with the shocking news that her sister, Kristina Corinthos Davis, has decided to keep the baby. Molly's world feels like it's been turned upside down. She had always seen Kristina as somewhat reckless and impulsive, but this decision seemed to come out of nowhere, hitting Molly harder than she could have imagined. Kristina's choice feels like a betrayal to Molly, who had always envisioned a different path for her sister, one that didn't involve the immense responsibility and challenges of motherhood at such a young age. As Molly sits on the couch, tissues scattered around her, Alexis Davis, their mother, tries to console her. Alexis understands both of her daughter's perspectives, but finds herself in a delicate position. She needs to support Kristina's choice while also tending to Molly's heartbreak. The tension between the sisters adds another layer of complexity to Alexis's already full plate. Meanwhile, across town, Sonny Corinthos is dealing with his own set of dilemmas. The kingpin of Port Charles, Sonny is torn between his instincts and his need for allies he can trust. The sudden reappearance of Jason Morgan in his life brings a wave of nostalgia and a sliver of hope. Jason has always been Sonny's right-hand man, someone he could count on without question. However, recent events have sown seeds of doubt in Sonny's mind. Can he truly trust Jason again, given the recent betrayals and the chaos that has ensued? Sonny's contemplation is interrupted by a visit from Carly Corinthos, who has her own opinions about Jason. Carly, ever the fierce protector of her family, urges Sonny to tread carefully. She reminds him of the numerous times Jason's loyalty has been tested and proven, but also points out that people can change, and circumstances can alter even the strongest of bonds. The conversation between Sonny and Carly is charged with tension, reflecting the high stakes of their world. At the same time, Kristina is dealing with her own wave of emotions. She stands by her decision to keep the baby, despite knowing the turmoil it has caused within her family. For Kristina, this decision is about taking control of her life and making choices that align with her values, regardless of how difficult they might be. She seeks solace in her close friend, Sam McCall, who offers her unwavering support. Sam, who has navigated her own share of tumultuous waters, provides Kristina with the comfort of understanding and the strength of sisterhood. As the day progresses, the Corinthos household becomes a hub of activity. Michael Corinthos, Sonny's son, arrives with news about ELQ, the family's business empire. His presence adds another layer of complexity to Sonny's already fraught day. Michael's dedication to the family business and his commitment to his siblings' well-being often place him in the middle of the family's conflicts. Today is no different, as he tries to mediate the brewing storm between his sisters. Back at General Hospital, tensions run high in the corridors. Elizabeth Weber and Dr. Hamilton Finn are engrossed in a heated discussion about a critical patient. The hospital, a microcosm of the town's larger dynamics, mirrors the personal dramas unfolding outside its walls. Elizabeth, juggling her professional responsibilities and personal life, finds herself increasingly frustrated. Finn, on the other hand, tries to maintain his composure but is clearly affected by the mounting pressures. In another part of the hospital, Nurse Epiphany Johnson offers words of wisdom to a young intern, reminding viewers of the importance of mentorship and the passing down of knowledge. Her presence is a calming force, a reminder of the stability and continuity amidst the chaos. As evening falls, the characters of Port Charles find themselves reflecting on the day's events. Molly, exhausted from her emotional outburst, finds some solace in a quiet conversation with T.J. Ashford. T's unwavering support helps Molly begin to process her feelings and consider the possibility of reconciliation with Kristina. Sonny, after much contemplation, decides to extend an olive branch to Jason. He acknowledges that trust is a delicate balance, easily broken but also capable of being rebuilt. This tentative step towards reconciliation holds the promise of restoring a once unbreakable bond, though the path ahead remains uncertain.